parents bought this ranch in the 1960s when I was 18. Very early, I was immersed in the beauty of the land and how everything worked. And I wanted to try some new things. I felt that there should be alternatives to the traditional livestock model, and I wanted to be part of that. 40% of the Earth's land surface is grasslands, and at this point, most of it is not being managed well.
A lot of people wonder why on earth Audubon, a bird conservation group, would be working with cattle ranchers to try to do bird conservation.
Grassland birds are imperiled, many of the species.
For those of us that care about grassland birds, we're often inundated with sad stories about the continued loss of important habitat and important species. But there is a better way. We call it conservation ranching.
They initially identified that 85% of grassland habitat in North America was owned privately. That meant they were going to have to work with private landowners.
So the Audubon certification seal really represents a better way to manage land for cattle. And the idea is that you can actually graze cattle on the land in a way that is beneficial to habitat for birds and other wildlife, and it also is beneficial to the whole ecosystem that these ranches are a part of.
Livestock are not innately evil. If they are managed well on the land, they do wonderful things, and we need them. Grasslands historically have co-evolved with grazing animals.
Bison once roamed these systems. Cattle can be used today in a way that mimics the movement of bisons. You get the diversity on the landscape that's good for birds and all sorts of other wildlife.
I'm really thrilled to be working with Audubon. It was very clear to me from the outset that our interests were aligned. They are interested in grassland birds. Birds are a marker for the health of the land. Just got a whole variety of grasses over here. Diversity of grasses is good for pretty much everything. For grazing animals, for wildlife, for birds. All comes back to the soil.
Where we're implementing this with our certified ranches, we're seeing some amazing results on the ground with plant diversity and habitat diversity and birds that are coming back. I think all of us would like to know that when we purchase food, that it is actually being raised in a way that is better for the land, better for the animals, better for our own health. Audubon is removing the confusion for the consumer by certifying ranches like Nancy's through our program.
I'm excited about the potential for the consumer really buying into what we're doing, really understanding in a visceral way what's happening with their food.
This is a way that we can actually do good things on the land at a scale that starts to matter again. We know it can be done. We now have that choice.
So I do consider myself a conservation rancher. And that's pretty exciting.